Then we are live for the podcast. And are we live on Instagram? We're live on Instagram as well. I'm going to go start the audio.
Okay. There's a lot of feedback, dude.
I know. I'm sorry I have to be the host and the engineer. All right. Here we go. Don't Start a Band, episode number 18.
18.
Yeah, 18.
This is really taking off for you.
I know, right?
Lots of
Tiffany
people.
says hi, Tay.
Who dat? Oh, hello.
Hold on. Something's not working. Here we go. All right. Is it selfish of me to
Play your own
use
music.
my own band's song as the intro song?
I was just about to ask. I like this song.
Taylor Keegan Park.
What's up, man?
Is that how people address you? Is Taylor Keegan Park or just Taylor Park?
Sometimes people will say Taylor Keegan Park.
Tell everybody, because you have a lot of nicknames.
Yeah.
Tell, I guess, everybody, all of them. What are all your nicknames? If there's any you don't like, you don't have to share those because obviously millions of people watch this. So, you don't want people calling you the ones you don't like. So,
My favorite has to be T Mama, T Mams,
T Mama.
or T Mames.
What is Mames? Where
I
does
don't
that
know,
come
dude.
from?
Colin just,
T Mames.
yeah.
I guess that's what happens when there's two Taylors.
Yeah.
Taylor,
Yep, Taylor.
T Mama.
So
You're on my phone as T Mama.
Good.
That's why I couldn't find you when I was going to text you. I was like, fuck, do I not have his number? Because I looked up Taylor and yeah.
Right. No, so Colin started calling me that because he had this old friend named Taylor.
Okay.
Also, who he used to call T Mama or T Mames.
Okay.
I think I was the first one who called T Mames.
Yeah.
But he used to call this other Taylor T Mama.
T Mammy.
Yeah.
I like that one. Can I call you T Mammy?
Go for it.
Nah, I like T Mama.
But Tay is one also.
Yeah.
I think that's my coworker Tiffany.
Yeah. Hello, Tiffany. Thank you for watching episode number 18 of the Don't Start a Band podcast.
Don't start a band.
Don't. It's okay. So I don't know if I explained this to you. I've definitely said it a couple times on the podcast, but it's meant to more so be because, like, obviously I have bands on here and artists. It's meant to be don't start a band ... until you hear from these people because
Right.
like we talk about songwriting and your band being a business and all that kinds of stuff because like of course people should start bands.
Yeah. Well, they're
Except
all.
for cover bands.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
My parents were in a cover band.
I feel like I have done that so many times in our relationship where I shit on something and then you're like, well, actually, that's a big part of my life. And I go, I know I'm an asshole, but now you know I'm an asshole.
You're not an asshole. You just sometimes you say things without knowing the whole story. behind it.
Exactly. That's why I should be a mute.
So what's going on with your life?
It's not as good as yours. So let's get down to brass tacks. Tell
Okay.
everybody a little bit about yourself.
Oh boy. Well, I don't know what to say about myself.
You can start with, I guess we could start with the musical aspect of your life. Like when did music, because like regardless of anything, music is a big part of your life.
Right. Yeah.
Like when did you start really, I guess, getting the idea that it was a big part of your life?
Well, I mean, when I was very young, like
Yeah.
when I was like 5 years old, I think something, or maybe even younger.
Yeah.
My mom used to tell me stories about how, excuse me.
That's okay.
How I used to pull pots and pans out of the cabinets and beat on them with little like what's
Damn.
it called, skewers
Yeah.
and shit.
It's crazy how some 5-year-olds were that smart because I
Yeah.
definitely wasn't.
Okay? Well,
Tell me about me,
you strike me as a very smart individual. Smarter than myself. I'm not very smart,
dude.
but
Don't say that. He's just saying it because before the podcast started, I was like, I'm so stupid, so stupid.
no, you're smarter than me, man.
I just
You went
come
to
across
college.
as stupid.
You
I
graduated.
did not go to college. I took one semester.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay. Did you get your GED?
No.
Fuck it, dude.
Fuck it.
Honestly, like, even with graduating from college, and nobody get the wrong idea, like, kids go to school.
For sure.
But even graduating from high school, there's nobody or nowhere that I work that really, I didn't learn anything in high school about detailing cars.
True.
All I need to know is adding so I can add up my hours at the end of the pay period.
Yeah.
That's all I needed. If I would have known that, I would have been doing fun shit for the other 8 years of my schooling career.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think school just wasn't for me. I was
Yeah.
bullied a lot, and that like really took it.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to school in Fort Collins. So
Really?
yeah, because I grew up there.
Oh, that's right.
I've only been living in Denver for like 6 years, 7 years.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So from the time I was very young, I took an interest in music. My parents being like musicians themselves, like
Yeah.
they didn't force it upon me. They just kind of let me take on music myself. But drums
Yeah.
were my first instrument, and
Damn.
I think I was in like a punk band when I was like 13,
Okay.
and we call ourselves Guerrilla Warfare. I was in, and then I think around 13, I like picked up guitar. I like took an interest
Yeah.
in like guitar, and my dad got me a guitar for my 13th birthday.
Nice.
This little Squire like mini.
Yeah.
It was yeah. So
Hey, guitars are guitars.
I think really 13 was when I really took an
Yeah.
interest in like starting to play music. And
Is that when you kind of strayed away from like radio rock and stuff and like started finding, because like that's about the age that like I started getting into heavier music, but like do you remember what bands kind of led you away from radio rock and into delving into I guess
do.
Warped Tour bands?
Yeah, I think the first heavy band or like heavier band I ever like really like got into was Korn.
Really?
Yeah, I was about 13.
Griffith brought them up last night as an influence for Fox Lake, and I had no idea.
Yeah, Korn and him. Do you ever
Yeah,
him?
because I watched a lot of Viva La Band.
Yeah. So, like, him was a big one.
Yeah.
But what got me into like heavier music, like
Mhm.
actual like hardcore and stuff, was like My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
And like before then, I was listening to like all these other punk bands like Bad Brains and like Black Flag.
Yeah.
Circle Jerks, whatever.
Yeah.
But
That definitely has like a very smooth transition into, from punk into hardcore punk for sure.
Yeah, and then after that, I think it was The Used and like Census Fail. Census Fail was like a big one.
You mean Screamo?
Yeah.
Is that Screamo?
Yeah, that was Screamo.
Does Screamo exist anymore?
I think so.
Or did they? Because it kind of seems like there was Screamo in like 2008, 2009, and then it turned into post-hardcore.
Yeah, post-hardcore. Oh, if you want to bring up post-hardcore, I listened to this band like middle school. I was listening to Burden of a Day. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. I actually turned Griffith onto them.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're...
Are you still together?
No. Now they're like this weird, like, I don't even know how to... It's like some weird, like, indie, like, experimental shit.
Yeah. But like math rock or something?
No, it's not even rock. It's like, it's really weird. You have to listen to it. They're called Colors now. Like
they make sound.
COLOURS.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Damn. So it sounds like at a pretty early age you started developing that love for heavier music.
Yeah.
And you were still in Fort Collins at the time. What
Yeah.
age did you leave Fort Collins?
The first time, the first time I left Fort Collins was I think I was 18.
Okay.
I moved. I didn't move because I didn't get my life really together up until like the last like 3 years.
Yeah.
So
That's not necessary until,
yeah.
if you turn 40 and you're like, I don't know. Cause see, that's the thing too about like life is what classifies having your shit together.
Right.
Because honestly, even if you're 40, 50, if you're coming to me saying, I have all the answers, it's all figured out, I don't fucking trust you.
Yeah, no.
You're full of shit.
There's no way because I don't know. Life
Because
is
every day that you haven't lived is a fucking mystery. So,
right. Yeah, I see something new every day.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Like my new hair.
Yeah.
I don't think I've brought that up on the podcast yet, but for those who have only listened, this will inspire you to go to YouTube and watch and subscribe because now I have little hair as opposed to spiky big hair.
True. Yeah, I noticed that the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's a little different.
No blonde streak anymore.
I know, I miss it.
Just redo it.
I kind of thought about asking Monica's mom, my hairstylist. She's wonderful. Her name is Leah. She's the best hair cutter in the whole entire world. I kind of thought about like asking for like the blonde still right there, but like I didn't want it to like look. I don't know. I just
weird.
I had to grow up. I got to be an adult now.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a blonde streak in your hair, I guess that
Nope.
means you're not an adult.
Nope, not unless you were. Some people have like birthmarks. It's like a birthmark. They have like dark hair and then they have that like white patch.
Mm-hmm.
I've only met one other person though that had blonde hair and had a black patch.
Interesting. I've never seen that.
Really?
Never.
Yeah, it was. I thought like maybe he had done that punk thing where they do the polka dots.
Mm-hmm. Nope. It
Nope.
was the birthmark.
It was a birthmark. It's pretty rad. So 18 was the first time. So before you turned 18, you were into heavier music, and obviously not a lot of those bands really come to Fort Collins that often.
Yeah.
Were you already, coming to Denver and going back for shows?
No, actually, at the time when I was like in middle school, there was actually a pretty good rock and metal scene in Fort Collins. I was part of this band like way back in the day. I don't even remember our name. Oh, it was like, I think it was like Through Tides or something.
Yeah.
We were like this little, like we drew a lot of like influence from like Asking Alexandria, Miss May I, like those kind of bands. So we were like trying to be like heavy like that. So, but for some reason, I think we were so young, we just didn't know how to get shows. So we like never played shows. We thought it was like a big deal if you got shows because it's relatively hard to get shows.
I still feel like it's a big deal.
Yeah. But like at the time, it was just nobody. If you got a show, that meant you were like established, in the scene.
Were there like? There's not really a lot of venues in Fort Collins, are there? There's the Aggie and then Hody's. That's right.
And then the Art Lab, but that's really it.
Yeah, is that one new?
The Art Lab.
Art Lab.
Yeah, I think Kyle Petty puts on a bunch of shows.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who that is?
I'm sorry, Kyle. Who is that?
Kyle Petty's my boy.
Yeah. His last name's Petty.
Yeah.
That's rad.
Tom Petty.
I love Tom Petty.
One time, Kyle told me that Tom Petty was his uncle, and I believed him.
I would. How many Pettys have you met?
I don't know.
I mean, I'd be skeptical, but
I think I was dumb. But anyway, so I used to go.
You just want to believe that one of your friends is related to a famous person.
Right.
I love my friends. Don't get me wrong. They're great the way they are. But if they were related to somebody famous, I would definitely not be such an asshole to all my friends.
I think I would still be an asshole. But
because then they'd know you were for real. You love them before they outed their famous family member.
No, I forgot what I was saying.
About going to Denver for about going to Denver for shows before you actually moved to Denver.
Oh yeah, I think the only time I ever went to Denver for shows before I moved here was like I went and saw Asking Alexandria and Miss May I
Mhm.
actually, ironically enough.
Yeah. Was that the All Stars tour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asking and Ice Nine Kills was playing. I guess I did go to
I
a
went
couple
to see a
shows.
Skylit Drive for the Fallen
Yeah.
Dreams.
Yeah, I was there, but I was like, I was only like 18,
Yeah.
17 or 18. But
I was a little pup.
yeah, I had not yet established myself in the Denver scene.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what Denver scene was. I didn't know what like 5280 was. I didn't know what Sox Place was. I didn't know what like.
I don't know that one.
You don't know what Sox? Okay, so you know that like that building that like people. Okay, the Marquee, right?
Yes, sir.
It's like right here. Here's Larimer.
Uh-huh.
And then across the street, where that like weird parking lot is.
Yes.
And then behind that building in front of the Marquee was Sox Place.
And what was that?
It was a venue.
It was?
Like all the hardcore kids used to go to like way back in the day. And like, I guess, I don't know. I never went there.
Yeah.
I was too young. But
Same.
Colin went there. Patrick went there. Like Ryan went there. Yeah, all those dudes went there.
Yeah.
And but I started, I think, I didn't start coming to shows like a lot until I moved here.
Yeah.
And even then I was, skeptical.
Uh-huh.
But I was scared.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know anything but Fort Collins and Hodie's shows. Like
Yeah.
my first show ever, I don't know if I ever told you this, but my first show.
That's in my notes to ask you about your shows.
Oh, okay.
First shows.
I'll let you ask that then.
No. Keep going. I like it when it organically happens. I feel like I keep doing this, as in, here we go. Welcome to the next subject of the podcast.
My first show ever was when I was 15 years old, and it was Thanks to You.
Yeah. Really?
I don't know if you know who Thanks to You was.
I believe I definitely know that name.
It was
Who
40
was in
Fathoms.
It was?
It was 40 Fathoms before they were 40 Fathoms.
I'm pretty sure I saw him at Life Spot.
Yeah. Life Spot. That was another venue I was going to mention.
I went to that just because, like, when I was in middle school, that's where I learned, like, about A Day to Remember and the first Bless the Fall record and, all those bands and stuff. That's where I learned about them, was through like seeing kids while they were emo in middle school when I went to middle school.
It was me.
Yeah, it was cool. And I wanted my hair like that, but I wasn't allowed. Wanted skinny jeans, wasn't allowed.
Your parents?
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to wear black clothes.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then I grow up and now I wear all black.
All the time. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, my mom, I had the whole like, I was like 16 and like I really wanted to be emo.
Yeah.
And like I remember the first time I ever went and got my hair cut. I did the whole like shaved in the back.
Yeah.
And like long on the sides and the front, so you could do the whole like spiked up thing in the back. And,
did you do the spiked up thing in the back?
I don't have any pictures.
Damn, I wish I did.
But yeah, that was and then my mom hated it.
Yeah.
She absolutely hated it. And she was like, when I think I like went from being a punk kid to a scene kid within one day.
Yeah.
Just like one day. Like I was wearing skinny jeans, like I was wearing like crazy colorful like hoodies and stuff.
Yeah. Osiris's?
Yeah, no, I was never an Osiris kid.
Fucking same. I always thought Osiris's were just the ugliest shoes.
Dude.
They're like the PT Cruiser of shoes.
Yeah. Like if you have one, you're like, everyone's like, stay away from him.
Osiris's, jelly bracelets. I don't know.
I actually did the jelly bracelet thing too.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad,
but yeah, it was just like one night.
Yeah.
Like, and then my mom hated it.
Mm-hmm.
She hated the fact that I was wearing skinny jeans. She hated that I was wearing like. She just thought I was stupid.
Yeah. It's like your parents go, there he goes.
There he goes.
He's gone. We've lost him.
She was like, one day she was like, one day you're gonna look back on this and you're gonna think you were really stupid. And I was like, no, I won't. Like being
It's
all
not a phase, Mom.
yeah. And now I look back at it and I think I was really stupid. I mean, I'm not like I don't regret it because it like had part in like who I am today.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about, being a kid, like, is, you try on a bunch of different hats until you find the one that fits, or the different scenes, the emo scene, punk, like all that stuff, it adds up to this whole conglomerate that is the Team Mama that sits before me today. Hey, thank you so much for doing this.
Hey,
I really
thank you
appreciate it. I know we talked about it when I announced that I was starting it. I'm just glad it finally worked out.
Me too, man. Like I'm super stoked that you had me on. Like,
of course.
I don't really get to do much, outside of work and playing. By the way, have you played Red Dead Redemption yet?
I'm not into those super expanded games like Red Dead or Fallout. I have been like thinking about the thought of playing like Fallout 4 or like New Vegas or something like that just to dip my toes. But like I just get distracted so much, and like those are such big maps. It's not even like maps or levels. It's
crazy. It's a lot to take in. But yeah, I don't really have much time outside of like work, and I get 2 days off a week, so I'm just
like everybody else, huh?
Oh yeah. So when you say it like that,
No, but like you work hard and you work a lot of hours. So when you think about like how much of your life you're giving to this company, you're like, I'm getting fucking robbed here.
Yeah, I mean, I only get to dress like this 2 days out of the week.
Yeah, that's why after work I'll wear the same t-shirt like 2 or 3 days in a row, because like realistically I'm wearing it for 4 hours after work before I go to bed, and theoretically if I was wearing it for a full day, it might be like 8 hours. So if I wear it 2 days in a row, still getting the same wear time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
it's all about how well can you justify being dirty to yourself.
I mean, I'm very like I don't like being there. I always like smelling good. I always like so I also don't really do laundry that much anymore because I only wear like regular clothes outside of work 2 days. So that's nice.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like I said that. I'm not like stinky.
I don't know, man. You smell pretty bad.
Whatever. That's like the biggest compliment I get. It's not like you're good looking or you have a great personality. It's always, you smell nice.
You smell nice.
Yeah, I'll take it as long as I smell nice, because like I'm very big on smells. So if I smell bad, please fucking tell me.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
I will be embarrassed, probably cry and turn red, but at least I know that I'm infecting all these people with my putrid.
With your putrid smell.
Smell. That's the worst. Like, body odor is one thing, but when you smell like a walking butt, that's
Dude,
rough.
I can't say I've ever.
I never have.
There's been a couple times I've gone to shows and I've just come out smelling just horrible.
Yeah, but I've always wondered what part of that is actually you and what part of that is
sweat
the dude, that was like up behind you that kept being pushed onto your back.
Or the dude that's always in the pit with his shirt off, like hyping up the crowd, like, Yeah. You ever see those dudes? They run around.
Unfortunately, I was always that guy. No, I wasn't.
I was gonna say
I wasn't ballsy enough.
Yeah.
I used to go to hardcore shows, and like I think I talked to you. Yeah, you and I were talking about this at Marcus's birthday party, but I was like the guy because I loved hardcore music and going to hardcore shows. So I was that dude standing at the back of the crowd like this. Oh,
just
watching everybody fight and stepping out of the way when there was a brawl coming my way. The biggest one I ever saw was at a show. It was Bury Your Dead and For the Fallen Dreams. And that, like, there was just a huge fight that went on. And what's funny is it was like a cartoon, when they start fighting and the dust kicks up. Yeah, it started like on the floor at the marquee and moved its way up the stairs and then like past me. It's crazy.
That must have been insane.
Why do people fight at hardcore shows? This is one thing I've wondered, because you go see bands like Stick to Your Guns, and they preach a good message about how like everybody's there because they feel like they belong, and it's like everyone's a family that goes to hardcore shows. But then I guess families fight, whatever. But is it just the testosterone overload? Like
This is a weird subject.
I'm gonna
Or not
test the
weird,
levels real
not
quick.
weird
Get
subject,
started on
but
it.
you're gonna walk away from me.
I'm just testing. Oh shit. All right. Well, we're not gonna do that.
That was intense.
Sound is hard, man.
Yeah,
I'll cut that part out, but like doing the sound for this is difficult, because like if I fuck up the sound for a whole 2-hour podcast,
right.
that's fucked up. I just got to put it up and be like,
Here you go. There's no mistake.
I hope you can turn your volume up really loud.
So I know this is live, and I know
Yes.
you can cut things out of the podcast.
Oh, I never cut anything out with that. I'll probably just like take that little section where it peaked, and I'll just like hit it and turn it down. Because if I take it out completely, people will be like, what the fuck are they talking about? So I'll just like turn that part down. But like other than that, I never cut anything out. And like I was telling you before the podcast, like I don't want anybody to be confused. I don't want anybody to look bad. I'm not looking to like cut and splice shit and be like, oh, I'm gonna ruin this guy's
Like in the Wizard
life.
of Oz.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I asked is because
You want me to cut a part out?
I need to go to the bathroom.
You need to go, dude, go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I can talk until the motherfucking cows come home.
Okay.
So like if you go, I'm not scared to keep talking.
You need to clean this room up.
I know. See, the thing is it's a podcast studio, but it's also a band practice space. This is a great opportunity for all the people watching. If you want to interact, comment. I have terrible vision, so I won't be able to see it, but I will go around to each one of the live things and see what you are saying. The sound is still bothering, so I'm going to walk away 2 seconds. All right. All right. So there's a little bit of dead space. I apologize for that. But yeah, what I was saying, if you guys want to interact while I'm lonely, let's see what's going on in my life. There's people watching, which is awesome. It's cool when, people support your shit. ET for Prez, FOCO represent. I don't know if I'll tell him that. Is that okay? T Mama. I love that name. I think T Mama is a beautiful nickname. I wish I had a nickname like that. I mean, for those who don't know, my full name is Jacob. I usually don't tell people that, but like, I guess you could classify Jake as a nickname.
What's your full name?
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yes.
I guess I could have guessed that, huh?
You know who knows me by Jacob?
Monica?
The government and Annika and my mother, who I don't know if you know this, she named me.
She named you?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
now
how
that you're
works.
back, I'm just gonna check a little one more time.
Okay.
Now I'm paranoid about it. All right.
Check.
Man, I am really sorry to everybody listening who is listening to us sound check.
Yeah.
But the thing is I'm not a narcissist, but I like to hear myself talk. And I feel more confident if I can hear my voice coming out of the speakers.
Well, yeah.
You know?
I mean, at least you know how you sound,
Exactly. You know how you sound.
Kind of.
Have you ever recorded vocals?
Yeah.
Yeah, like singing?
Singing and screaming.
Really?
Yeah, you ever heard of Riverdale?
Yeah, but I
all me.
didn't know you sang.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
But you were asking about fighting at shows.
Fighting at shows, that's right.
You asked me why
Elaborate. Why do people fight at shows?
There's a couple reasons. Well, in my opinion, I feel like
Okay.
there's a couple reasons. I mean, if I ever fight at a show, it's because somebody pushes me from behind or hits me like
That's a bitch move,
like
pushing or hitting someone from behind
yeah
on
so,
purpose.
Yeah, if it's on purpose, like I'm gonna turn around and probably swing back at them.
Yeah.
Like getting pushed on the ground or something. Especially, but if you go to those those shows where like you'll go, they're like big shows, but they're like bands that like all the hardcore kids like used to listen to.
Yeah.
So there's like those push moshers, and then there's like hardcore dancers. That always poses a problem because we'll do our thing. We'll like start swinging and like hitting, and like we're not. I feel like myself, I don't intentionally go out of my way to like fuck someone's night up, and like hit them. But
who scares the shit out of me? Like I haven't been to a lot of shows that Ryan is at, but the person who used to scare me the most, just because I got hit by him so often, was Daniel Flint.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
He has arms of lead.
Yeah.
And I got hit by him one time. I put up my arm and he swung, and I swear to God, it broke, but it didn't break.
Oh man, one time
it's crazy.
Man, I didn't get knocked out, but I got hit by him once, real good in the head. And I think I couldn't hear right for like 3 days.
Damn.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. I don't think it's hard to explain it to somebody, because I've found when like you're telling somebody about a hardcore show or a heavy show, they go, "Oh, did you mosh?" And they think of the push moshing and all that stuff. And if you try to explain hardcore dancing, the first problem that comes up is the dancing part.
Yeah, because like when you say hardcore and dancing,
it
doesn't sound right.
It's almost an oxymoron, but like you tell people that and then you explain it and people just look at you like, why the fuck would people do that to each other?
Why would you flail around in mass chaos? I feel like what most people don't understand is there's actually a rhyme and reason to it.
Really?
Like, well, I mean, you've seen everyone who does it.
Right? I used to think it was the most badass thing when I first started going to heavy shows. I was like, I want to do that.
All right. Well, so if you go to a show and you watch me do it, right? I do the same thing almost every time.
Yeah.
It's like
so does Griffith and Ian and
it's like the same movement. So it's like there's a rhyme and reason behind it. It's not like we're just like going and randomly flailing around.
It's kind of like a talent show. Because like a lot of times, at the bigger shows or whatever, everybody will get in and do it. But there's a lot of shows where the pit is open and, everybody will go in there, do their thing, and then get out, and then the next person goes in.
I don't know about, I don't think,
it's an expression.
Yeah,
Would you say it's an expression of like music moving you?
Yeah, definitely. If I'm ever moshing, it's always because obviously the music makes me angry.
Yeah. Well, when I went to see Fox Lake with For the Fallen Dreams, that was the first time I'd seen them since 2013, maybe. And like back then, I know that's not that long ago, but like back then, even before that, I used to, hardcore dance. I have my moves I threw down. I know it's hard to believe.
Yeah, I can't see you doing that.
I know.
I guess
nobody believes me that I listen to hardcore music or that I used to, really go to shows because I kept my head down. But being in For the Fallen Dreams, I was like, oh man, I want to do it again. But then I was like, first of all, I haven't done this in a long time. I haven't stretched. I'll probably throw my back out. Second, I feel like I remember the movement, but I'm just not as coordinated as I used to be.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, being 26 now. Like
I'm 25.
Dude, wait till you get 26. It's like everything just
Does your world change when you turn 26?
My world changed. And like physically changed. It's just like, I can't go to a show and throw down without feeling like I got hit by a train the next 4 days afterwards.
How does Griffith do it? Because like he goes to a lot of shows. How do you do it, Griffith? Oh shit. My phone just went low battery. Guess that's the end of my Instagram live.
Well, okay, so I think because Griffith goes to so many shows.
I'm going off live on Instagram. Go to YouTube, Jake Backseaters, if you want to watch more. Thanks. Or Taylor's Instagram live. Bye bye. Damn, 9 people watched. That's the most live viewers
Really?
I've had so far.
Probably because I'm so hated.
Would you fucking stop?
I'm serious.
You know,
But
there are people. There was one person, Colin, for instance, who used to talk shit about himself. And when I went on tour with If I Fail, I got tired of it because I looked up to him. I thought he was, I mean, he was an amazing, beautiful human being. And he would talk shit about himself. And I was like, you know what? I'm fucking sick of this. So here's what we're going to do. You talk shit about yourself or say something negative about yourself. I'm going to punch you in the arm as hard as I can.
all right.
He's like, no, you're not. I mean, why can't I say it if it's true? And then he said something and I hit him for the first time and he was just like kind of surprised.
Just like,
And then the next time he did it, he forgot about it. Yeah. But the next time he did it, I just like full force right in his shoulder and he was like, oh, right.
He's like, bitch.
Fucking bitch. But he stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Because like I will admit I do this self-deprecating thing too, mostly in humor, but like with my friends and the people I look up to, and like I see you in such an amazing light, and like all my friends, you, Griffith, Dakota, you know, I have the utmost respect for all of you, and like I see you guys in such a great light that I don't want you to ever feel like you're anything less than
how you see us.
Yeah.
I get that. I mean, I feel the same way about my friends, you know.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, just, you know, we all feel this, you know, we all feel certain ways about ourselves and
doubt.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's crazy about it, and maybe why we do it is because like in our friend group and in, you know, our community, our little, you know, music community is like there's so much love, but outside of that in the world, like there's so much hate. So it kind of makes you like wonder, okay, you know, the rest of the world sees me this way and these people are all amazing and say I love you every time I see them and like all that, like what the fuck?
Right. I get that. I mean,
yeah. I'm not saying it's in the whole hardcore scene. I'm just saying like in our group, everyone, when we get together, like everyone hugs each other. Everyone, when you leave, everyone says, I love you. Like it's
that is a nice, fulfilling feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you know, like people have self doubt.
Yeah.
And you know that. I mean, to me, yeah, I have self doubt, but like I'm not stupid. You know, I don't think. You know, I don't think. You know, half the shit I say about myself is true.
Okay, good.
You know, like, but you know, it does get to a point where like, you know, I've been telling myself these things, or like I've been, you know, like not to like do the whole pity me thing, but like I was bullied, so, and I always heard like horrible things about me, and you know.
No, I know it's.
So I think that stuff like has like an impact on, you know, when you get older.
Yeah.
So.
Well, because if, you know, all these people said it repeatedly, I mean, that honestly makes you a more humble human being if you think that what somebody else is saying could possibly be true. Because if you walk through life, you know, thinking you're this one way and people try and, I mean, obviously bullying isn't criticism, but like people try and like give you tips, criticism or whatever. And you're like, nah, you're fucking dumb. I'm going to do my thing. Like it makes you a better person to like hear people. You just can't hear bullshit.
Definitely.
But no, I just, you know, the thing about going live on Instagram and YouTube is you have to tell the truth or you get locked in a Siberian prison. I have it all worked out with the
Siberian prison.
It's, you know what? I'm gonna make myself sound really dumb if I ask this question, so I'm gonna skip over that.
No, just ask the question.
Is Siberia a country? Is it, or is it like one of those like Yugoslavia? Like it's not a country, but it's like kind of. Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
Because I know there's China, right?
Yeah.
And then there's Mongolia. it's like in that nook of China.
Mhm.
Is okay. Would somebody please make a comment and tell us? It's probably going to be Dakota. Somebody tell us if Siberia is a country.
Who the fuck?
I guess I could look it up
it's-
on my phone.
Griffith's sister said, my angel.
Yeah. Thank you so
Is that
much,
you?
Blythe. Huh?
She's talking about you or she's talking about me? Wait, did she say angels? No, she just said angel.
Angel.
Singular.
I'm gonna go with you. Did somebody say something on YouTube?
Oh, somebody said I can't hear that well.
Unfortunately, the volume is up as loud as it can go on the interface. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to mess with it.
And then Tiffany said, it says her message was rejected.
What?
Yeah,
It shouldn't be.
very interesting.
You know what? YouTube Live, and they're probably going to shut down the podcast because I'm going to say this, but they have fucked me so many times. I'll be halfway through a podcast and it just goes, okay, you're done now. Let me just make sure the comments are. It's part of Russia, says Tiffany. Oh, Siberia. I was like, I thought she was talking about Russia is the reason she can't leave a comment.
Wow, Tiffany, I can't believe you're still watching.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Tiffany's actually my manager at work.
Is your manager?
Yeah, she's my manager.
That's awesome. It's always cool when like your people at work like support what you're doing.
Right.
But because like if you're not going to college, you're not going to high school, those are the main people that you're around. So if they're not supporting you, you're like, all right, I'm alone in the world. But anyway, on YouTube Live, Instagram Live, you have to tell the truth or you get locked in a Siberian prison and you have to be upside down. They hang you by your ankles and then a big guy comes in a couple times a day, lifts you up so you can get, the blood out of your head and then just lets you swing back down. And you kind of just swing like a pendulum. See, the thing about Siberia is it's at this weird, like it's not totally level. So it's like that ball thing that goes back and forth. So you're in this continuous swing in Siberia until that guy comes in and lifts you. I've gone too far, but you have to tell the truth on YouTube Live by law, Russian law. But
I've never been on YouTube Live.
Yeah, I had never done it until I started this, and I dig it. Not a lot of, not a lot of people watch YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
Like I feel like select people will look things up on YouTube, but I feel like videos are just so accessible on Facebook. Like they start playing when you're scrolling. You know what I mean? It's kind of like hurt YouTube's feelings. What did Tiffany say again? He's my best friend. He's helped me more than he will ever know.
Hey.
See, you're fucking amazing.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate for self help.
Yeah. Well, just self forwarding, pushing yourself forward, and making yourself a better person. Sometimes though, you got to do that for yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
or else your friend that has a podcast will put your head through a speaker.
I don't really suffer very much anymore. I'm not very depressed anymore. I do get, my bouts.
Yeah.
Like the other days, in a couple of days,
Mm-hmm.
I've been pretty upset, but,
it happens.
Yeah. I mean, all you can do is really push forward, become a better person, no matter what that means.
Yeah. I think, you know what I mean? You've grown a lot in the time I've known you. Okay, don't act like when we played that first If I Fail EP release, you big leagued me.
I did?
You big leagued me fucking hard. I was like, hey man, that was a good set. Like, I don't know, I like hardcore. Like, yeah, I'm in an indie band. You were like, thanks. And you like kept walking and I was like, he's a hardcore guy. He's too big for me, too good for me.
I don't think that I
You
was.
probably were like every bad show I've ever played where someone says you did a good job and you're like, "No, okay, go fuck yourself,
All right,
liar."
thanks. Yeah, no, I think it was honestly because we were loading out. You know.
I would never. Well, dude, you were the vocalist.
Yeah, but I was the one vocalist that helped.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you
Every
were
other vocalist
an
just kind of stands by
is
the
an
side.
anomaly the right word?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
1 in a million.
Yep, that's me.
Damn.
Uh,
Would you say that music helped you with your depression?
Oh yeah.
Like kind of fusing the two conversations together.
Yeah. I think music is a big help. You know.
Yeah.
Even the shit that's just like really depressing.
Yeah.
You know, it's comforting to know that like even though like you look up to like all these artists and like you look up to them and you see them as this like god or whatever, they feel the same feelings that you feel.
Yeah.
And I think that's comforting to know. It helps you through a lot,
Yeah.
I know that was like when I first started listening to If I Fail.
Yeah.
For instance, I mean, I listened to If I Fail before me and Colin were like really like close.
Yeah.
And like I listened to his lyrics and I was like, damn.
Yeah. I went to one of their like early band practices before they played at Skatetuary because at the time I was hanging out with Andy Woodson.
Oh God.
He was, Andy Woodson. He's a good drummer.
He's
a good drummer. And he's a human. I'm not going to say anything bad about him, but and that was the one and only time I ever hung out with him, which is kind of like weird in a fate sense, but like he took me to that band practice and like I was the only one he knew, so I just kind of sat there.
Right.
But like after I heard that, like when the EP came out, I started jamming it, but like I didn't know Colin or Marcus or Patrick or Greg.
Right.
And now I couldn't imagine my life without all those people.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think music does help depression. Like even like I said, even the shitty music that's just like sounds horrible.
Well, and it makes your hair stand up on your arms when like exactly how you're feeling comes out of somebody else's mouth because you're like, all right, so I'm not the only one feeling this, and like here is some beautiful music around that because I feel like a lot of the bands, I mean, there's a lot of bands who have sadder lyrics, but there's a lot of bands who have the sadder lyrics, but show that there's like Being as an Ocean, for instance. They have some like sad stuff, but it also says that like there's a way out of that. There's a way to be mentally healthier and just be a better person.
Yeah, dude.
Do you like Being as an Ocean?
I do.
Same.
I mean, I used to like them a lot more.
Their first two albums were like my favorite.
I mean, there's a couple songs on I think it's their newest. I don't know, but there's a couple songs on the newer album that's like really good. Like country. It's definitely different music.
Yeah, it's got like electronic elements,
but it's still really good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Joel, and I'm gonna butcher his last name, Cortuccio, I think is how you say his last name. That guy is, and I'm like just a beautiful human being. The couple times I met him, like so humble, told him like I loved his music, and he was just like so humble.
Always got a smile on his face.
Exactly. And like, have you ever had those conversations with like some musicians, like at their merch table, or you like are talking to them in the venue and they just like take one step back every like 2 minutes, like they're trying to get away from you? Like him and the guys from Set Your Goals, the singers from Set Your Goals, were like the two people I've talked to that were in like big bands that I looked up to that like didn't act like they had somewhere better to be.
I hate that shit.
Yeah. I don't know. And that's a beautiful thing too about not listening to super popular music, I guess, is you get to meet all these people. And that's another thing too.
Yeah.
Like you hear their lyrics that makes you feel like you're not alone, but then you like meet
them.
these people and you talk to them and like you hang out with them and you learn like, oh, they get sick, they have, fights with their girlfriends, like
Right.
they go through all the same stuff I do.
Depression,
So
fucking,
yeah,
just everything that they piss and shit too,
yeah,
so to speak.
that's some of them.
Some of them.
Yeah. I don't. Okay, that's false. I was gonna say I don't think women poop. I told myself that for the longest time. Don't know why. I can't tell you why, but I've come to terms with the fact that everybody poops.
I feel like when you've been with someone for as long as you have,
Yeah.
It's not even
You know.
like a
Yeah.
It's just not even like a factor anymore.
No.
It's so off topic. So
Oh, what topic? Okay,
just so random. That was so
Yeah.
random.
dude, that's what this podcast is about.
It's
Random.
fun.
How do you feel? What are you thinking about? I'm thinking about poop. Okay, I'm not like really thinking about poop, but the
I'm thinking about poop.
the nature of poop, how everybody does it. All right, so going back to the music,
Yes.
and I guess I'm trying to think of how to phrase this because, like we said, music was a big part in your life, has helped you. When did you start your first band in Denver?
Oh,
Or what was your first band in Denver?
it's not really Denver, but the first time I was ever noticed in like the Denver scene or like
Mhm.
Colorado Springs was with Here Lies the Difference. Remember them?
Okay. Nope.
No? Well, not everyone heard of them. Obviously, we weren't like big, but
Yeah.
that was the first time I had ever gotten noticed.
Yeah.
Was because
It was like a more serious. Yeah.
they actually had a following. It was London Bell,
Mm-hmm.
who's now playing guitar for Fortune School.
Oh, nice.
Shout out. They're
I know
awesome.
them.
Huh?
I know who they are.
Yeah, no, they're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
That's okay. This is, if I get this wrong, it's gonna look stupid. But is that the one with the female vocalist?
yes,
Okay.
Phoenix Herrera. What's her name?
That's her name.
Yeah,
That's
well,
awesome.
she's got another name, like an actual name, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if she's like comfortable
If
with
she
it being
wants
out
her
there.
name out there.
But
What is Phoenix Herrera? Did you just make up that shit?
no, that's her. Like that's what she goes by. She goes
Oh,
by Phoenix.
like a stage name.
No, it's not a stage name. Like,
Well,
she
you
goes
know
by-
what? I'm so fucking confused.
It's okay.
Well,
Like,
let's
she's
go
got-
back to Here Lies the Difference.
Okay, so that was the first time I ever like was established.
And what were you doing in that band?
I was playing bass, and then I did vocals.
Okay.
And I was playing bass for like I think 3-4 months,
Okay.
and then their vocalist decided to leave, and we kind of decided from going. We wanted to stray away from being like this metalcore band to
Yeah.
more like heavy, like Acacia Strain kind of
Mhm.
heavier, hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
And then that's when I became the vocalist, and the other vocalist was like, okay, bye, and like the guitarist left, so one of the other guitarists left. So it was when I first joined. It was AJ Burrell, Ryan Burrell, London Bell. That's a lot of L's.
A lot of L's.
And then Nick Novacek and me. And so we were 5-piece, and then AJ and Ryan both left. They're brothers. So
Okay.
it was just me, London, and Nick.
Mm-hmm.
And then we counted this other dude named Justin Carter. I don't know if you ever heard that name.
I don't think
But-
so. Sometimes I have a terrible time with names, but like I see the face and I go, oh
Right.
yeah, I know that person. Or
Yeah.
of that person. Facebook makes you think you know so many more people than you
Right.
actually do.
I think I have like over 2,000 friends on Facebook, and I'm just like, I don't know who any of you are.
But that's the thing is like, okay, so these people who you're not friends with or like don't know personally, they friend you and then you see their posts about their feelings and what they go through and like specific things about them. And then you like see them out in public and you go, oh, I know them. Not quite, but I know them. I know
see
about
what they
them. I
post.
could strike up a conversation.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
weird. Social media is weird.
Social
man.
media is the
Do you think it'll ever crash?
social media. No.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
And I think one day it's not going to really be social media. It's just going to be our lives.
Yeah. It's
That's
just going to be
just-
media.
Yeah. It's just going to be us.
Yeah.
That's like, we're not ever going to leave the house. We're just going to spend all of our time on phones. And
Not me,
whatever else.
dude. Not me. I started playing this game. For those of you who don't know, it's called Kendama.
No idea.
Actually, I have one right here. Feast your eyes upon this. If you're
Oh.
watching on YouTube or Instagram, it's this little doohickey right here, and I'm obsessed with it.
Why don't you just like throw it in?
It's a ball on a string. You unwrap it. It has cups. You get it in. I would need to do a separate podcast just to explain what it is. But basically, this is the reason I don't sit on Facebook and Instagram for as long as I used to, and it helps with my eye-hand coordination.
Interesting.
Brought to you by Sweet Kendama.
Jesus Christ.
I just pretend that I'm sponsored by everybody. You know, you're
Yeah,
sitting
where's your
here.
Bing sponsorship? Is that still happening?
That is a conversation for another day, my friend.
All right. Well,
I
anyway,
feel like I sounded like a dick there.
No, you
It's
didn't.
not. It's just I don't.
you don't know where to.
Yeah, it's. I love Bing. I still drink Bing. The sponsorship thing is just different now. So,
I understand.
but yeah, I still love and support Bing because they're Colorado local.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Oh.
they're out of Lakewood.
Interesting. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, baby.
Hmm.
Yeah. So here lies the difference.
Yes. And then after Here Lies the Difference, I was in that band for like a year or two,
Yeah.
and we were playing shows. We played a couple like bigger shows.
Mhm.
We played live, loud, and local in Colorado Springs like 6 years ago. Actually, that's how I really got to know Colin was
Yeah.
through that band, because I remember we'd always be playing shows and I'd always see like Darkly shirts around and
Yeah.
everything. I was like, wow, it's cool. Like, what is that? Like.
Mhm.
And then London was like, oh, well, it's actually, this clothing line. Like, we actually all thought that Patrick was the one that ran it.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone thought that, like, Colin was Patrick.
Okay, just
So-
that the creator was Patrick.
Yeah. So,
A lot of people have asked me if Darkly was a band.
no, it comes from a book, I believe.
It does?
I think
I've
so.
never known the meaning behind it.
I think it comes from a book, actually. Yeah.
Which book?
I don't know.
You like books, Taylor?
I don't.
You read books?
Nope.
What about a Kindle? Not technically a book, but
I
still a
mean-
book.
My mom has a Kindle.
My mom has a Kindle. Does your mom have a Kindle?
I mean, I don't know. I was never a big fan of reading.
No, I know. That's
Come on.
besides the point. I don't know why I got so deep on it.
I don't either.
But you met Colin that way, seeing Darkly, playing shows with Here
Yeah.
Lies the Difference.
And then we'd always try and get him out to sell Darkly at our shows.
Yeah,
Because we thought it was like really cool.
it is cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean,
No,
it
you're
still
not
is.
hardcore unless you live hardcore.
Yeah, and Colin was hardcore, and so was Darkly. So, yeah, that's how I know. That's how I got involved with Colin.
Mhm.
But then, after that, kind of moved back to Fort Collins for a while, and then
Yeah.
like came back. I don't know how long it was. I came back and I was living with the time of Here Lies the Difference. I was living with Justin and his girlfriend, and we were like, I don't know. I wasn't paying rent, didn't have my life together, didn't have a job, nothing. So basically, like I would put myself in these shitty situations
Yeah.
just to be part of like music.
Yeah.
That's how important music was or is to me.
That's amazing.
I mean,
A lot of people are afraid to take that jump. So that's like, it's a big jump for
Right.
an unsure thing, but you're passionate about that
Right.
unsure thing.
I mean, I went everywhere for that band. Like,
Yeah.
London used to live up in Summit County.
Okay.
So, like, I would
Yeah.
go up there, even for like weeks at a time and just like practice, play with them, and like
Yeah.
write music, just everything, and then
That's commitment.
yeah, I mean, I didn't even have a car. Like I didn't have a car until I was like, until I was like 23, man. Yeah,
RT Mama D.
yeah, pretty much.
RTD Mama.
RTD mama. But no, I had a lot of friends that had cars, so like they would
Yeah.
come and get me and stuff like that. But yeah, that was like my first jump into like the actual like music scene. Was
Yeah.
you good?
Yeah, I just didn't. Yeah.
Was with your license. That was like my first jump into the music scene, and then from there on it like progressed. I went back to Fort Collins, and when I came back from Fort Collins and started trying to like live again in Denver, like I was just couch hopping, like pretty much, like I said, I didn't get my life together until about 3 or 4 years ago. So like I was couch hopping all the way up until like I was like 23.
Yeah.
And then me and Griffith moved in together, and like
Nice.
But before all that, I was in this band called Riverdale with Caleb Kurtz, Colin Kurtz.
That's the first time I met you.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that is in Riverdale.
Yep. I remember that. Because that's when I big leagued you.
That's right. You big leagued the hell out of me.
I thought you were too cool for me, if we're being honest.
Well, now we know.
I was like, dude, this guy is way more attractive than me. Like, I'm just gonna keep walking. Yeah, that's what it was. I think.
Sweet tea.
Thanks, man. Tea.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Has anyone ever called you that?
Nope.
Coined that nickname. So if you call him Sweet Tea, just know that I think Instagram Live can only go for so long because it like ended your live.
Oh, how long ago did it do that?
Oh, just like 2 seconds ago.
We had 22 viewers on that bit.
That is insane. That's why I told you to do it, because you have more fans.
I actually don't.
Bullshit. Shut the fuck up. Riverdale. You were a vocalist in Riverdale.
Mm-hmm.
How long was that a band?
I want to say a little over 2 years.
Okay.
Maybe probably actually less.
Yeah.
I think that whole time of my life was just like a blur, because I was so all over the place.
Yeah.
I was literally like couch surfing, like anywhere I could stay, I would.
Yeah.
And I think there was a point in time where I was living like in a different place every couple of months.
Damn.
Or even weeks.
Do you feel like living with Griffith made you a better person?
Living with Griffith,
I feel like it definitely made me a better person.
Yeah, living with Griffith definitely made me a better person.
Yeah.
Like I learned a lot, not just from him, but just like in general. I think like living in that situation was like a big wake up call for me. And, where I realized that I can't be so selfish, or I couldn't be so selfish. Mm-hmm. I actually made a post today on Facebook.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
You didn't?
No.
It was just a post saying,
Oh, was it a really long one? I did.
Yeah.
I did see it.
But
I can't remember what it said.
I think the experiences that I've gone through and like everything is.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, yeah. Everything you experience makes you into the person you are, but I feel like I had such a late start in life, just because like I didn't necessarily have the best upbringing. It wasn't horrible either. It's just I was very rambunctious. I was very like I didn't care, about anything, and I didn't care about my future, and so I blew everything off pretty much. Anything that my parents ever told me, I was just like, oh, well, fuck off, like I'm gonna do my own thing anyway. Yeah. And I still do my own thing, but.
Well, it's hard when you're younger, as you get older, you're like, fuck, my mom was right about that.
Yeah.
But like at the time, you're like, how do you know?
Right.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense that somebody would know, kind of what to tell you, I guess. And it's hard to like look at your future, because your future is the weekend coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, or what you're going to do when you get out of school.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have the best guidance from my father either.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't a good father. He just wasn't,
Yeah.
He was just there pretty much. Which is bad, which is more than like a lot of people get, but like he just wasn't, he didn't guide me. So I essentially had to like in that living situation with Griffith, like I essentially had to like learn everything,
Yeah.
like right from wrong, like what
Mhm.
to do and what not to do, like
Yeah.
with my money and everything. And Colin had a big part in that. And you know, like if it wasn't for Colin, like there's a good handful of people that
Yeah.
like if it wasn't for them, like I wouldn't be sitting here today. I would be dead or, you know, homeless.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have those people to thank, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Well, I thank those people too.
yeah, those I mean I think
all your friends thank those people.
yeah, I think every day, I don't know. I think I met a lot of people through even Griffith. I think I met you through Griffith.
I think so.
I mean, we played a show together, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I think at that time I was really fucking selfish.
Well, I think the first time we actually sat down and talked was at Illegal Pete's. And I can't remember which time because I've eaten at
So
Illegal
many
Pete's so
times.
much. But I just remember it was like, I thought it was cool, but I was just like kind of confused because obviously I had seen you around and
Mhm.
stuff. And then I think you were hanging out with Colin and I showed up. I think it was that night. Remember when he was complaining about his stomach and thought he might have to go to the hospital?
Oh
And you're like,
yeah,
do we need to go to the hospital? And he's, no. And then he'd like complain about it and you'd be like, all right, we're going to the hospital. And you go, no, I don't think so.
right.
But
Yeah, I
I think it
remember
was that night because you came up to me and you gave me a hug and you were like, how's it going? And I was just like, oh,
Different person.
sweet tea, how you doing?
God damn it, dude.
Sweet tea. Do you not like that?
No,
stuff
it's funny.
Okay. I can't believe I just came up with it like that.
I can't believe that either. Nobody's ever said that to me in my life.
That's amazing. I feel so stoked on myself right now.
You should. That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've met so many like different people. And, like,
Yeah.
There's so many people that I've met like in the last couple of years that I met prior
Mhm.
and just thought I was like the biggest fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like because I used to be like a piece of shit, dude. Like
Yeah.
not even joking. Like I used to be.
Everybody has that.
Yeah.
You know,
But
hindsight's 2020.
yeah, I mean, it took me a long time to like really realize it, though. I think
Yeah.
people like you know Griffith and people like just really like everyone that I met through like the hardcore scene. Really, I mean, those were all. What's going on?
I'm not 100% sure. Oh, Stacy Emily says to hit her up sometime.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know either. Is your friend seeing someone? If by the friend you're referring to me, I am engaged to the love of my life. She's actually on episode number 6.
Oh wow.
Yes.
I knew that actually.
I wanted to have her on the podcast so that I could get insight because obviously I've never dated a musician, you know,
Right.
and I know that I'm hard to deal with. So I just wanted to know from her point of view.
Every girl that I've been with has always complained about how hard it is to be with someone in my shoes.
It's very difficult. Like just being a
like,
musician or
just like somebody who's like a musician out in public a lot, like or like is known well.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's one thing that Annika cracks up about is I forget. Oh, we just went to the mall after Thanksgiving dinner, like on Thanksgiving. And I just asked her because I was curious. I was like, what % chance do you think we're going to run into somebody we know? And she says, you mean somebody you know? And she goes, probably 1 in 5. I think I said odds because Griffith got me saying odds for everything now.
What'd you run into?
You know, somebody I didn't know. It was actually somebody because I was wearing my Darkly hoodie. And she said, I think I know you or something. Like, is that your band? And she thought Darkly was a band. And I said, no, it was my buddy's clothing line. But I played in a band called If I Fail. And I'm also in a band called The Backseaters. And she knew David and like she had seen Darkly that way and all that stuff. So
look at that. Darkly just bringing people together.
Dude, it did. I thought I should have worn mine. Fuck.
It's okay. I have like all Darkly on right now.
For those of you listening, he held up his Darkly chain, which is badass. When you put those out, I knew I had to have one.
Dude, I think I got mine for free. Perks of being.
So yeah, no, that is cool. I bought a lot of Darkly.
Yeah.
But for the longest time, I didn't think I was cool enough to buy Darkly because I was like, here's all these hardcore kids, like they're badass, they're cool, way tougher than me. I can't buy that shit. Everybody will think I'm a poser. And then I started buying Darkly, and like I still kind of feel that way about Outcast mentality because it's like I feel like the cool kids, like
Outcast
the cool
mentality.
hardcore kids.
I like Outcast mentality a lot.
What's your because Dakota said that it's not quite streetwear, it's more so like
it's kind of like a
music / streetwear.
Yeah, Samoan Rob is the owner of Outcast mentality. He got his I think he got his publicity for Outcast mentality through his band Crowd to Turn.
Oh, okay. I've heard of Crowd to Turn.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know. I would consider it a streetwear. You know, even though it's not.
Did they play at that festival?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 2 years ago. No.
A year ago.
A year ago.
Yeah. At the Black Sheep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They were like headlining.
That's right.
But yeah, no, I would consider it for sure a streetwear brand. It's just not as big as it used to be.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I just love that logo, the O/M. Yeah, and like how they print it huge on shirts because I like big. I either like really small and subtle or I like whole shirt logos.
Dude, I'm terrified to get my whole torso tattooed.
Oh my God, let's talk about that.
Literally the whole thing.
You know who I was talking to today about being on the podcast?
Who?
Brad Anderson.
That's who's doing it.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's
he is an amazing tattoo artist. And like, Brad, if you're watching this or if you listen to this, I know we've talked about it a bunch, but 100% I want to be tattooed by you. You do amazing work.
Have you seen the work he's done on my right arm? This is the first time I ever started.
How recent was this?
Like 3 years ago.
I've probably seen it.
It's almost a half step. I'll just
really? All right.
It's
all right. So you have 2 hoodies on.
Yes. I have Together and Darkly.
Together.
Yeah. Woo! I almost let that shirt slip.
That nip?
Yeah.
No, we may curse on this podcast, but there is no nudity.
Darkly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. No, I don't think so.
It's just James and the Giant Peach. It's the house from James and the Giant Peach and Rhino Cloud.
Yeah, I like how artistic. Like it looks like almost like a painting.
Yeah, no lining, just all shading.
That's amazing.
I actually owe $1 for this. Just $1.
Why? Please tell me you tipped him.
Oh no, that was before I had morals and respect.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you know the difference now.
Yeah.
People listening and watching, tip your fucking tattoo artist because
that's how they make a living.
Well, it's how they make a living, but like just think about it. They go through this rigorous process of learning how to draw, and then beyond that, you got to learn how to do it on skin, and you got to practice and practice and practice. So like this is someone who spent a lot of time to be able to give you this permanent, beautiful piece of artwork you're going to have on your body for the rest of your life. And the least you can do is throw them at least 20%.
Oh yeah. When I'm paying I'm paying like $400 for my whole like torso, but I'm also
for the outline or
it's just the outline.
Yeah. That's going to be a long day, dude.
It's going to be like 7 hours.
Oh.
I'm going to tip him like 50%.
Yeah.
Because
there's no part about that I've heard is okay.
Pleasant.
Like maybe like right on your like breast, but as far as like your stomach, I've heard that sucks. Your sternum sucks. I mean, I got my little anchor right there that kind of flirts with my sternum, and then I have an umbrella over here that flirts with my collarbone and flirting. My tattoos are flirty, but they're not,
Dude,
right on the money.
I'm not excited about that.
Yeah.
But the face tattoo came along, and I was like, well, fuck.
Did that hurt?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
bad?
it wasn't as bad as some of my tattoos. I mean,
what's your most painful tattoo?
probably my shin.
Really?
Yeah. Just because we did it all in one session, coloring and lining, and he was just so heavy-handed and blew out my. He just,
did Dakota do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was when he was like freshly starting.
Also, I'm sorry, Dakota, that I never got to be tattooed by you. But when you come back to Denver, I'm sure he'll be back.
Yeah.
Possibly. Because he went back to Nebraska, where he's from, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you ever come back, I'd be down to be tattooed by you.
That's a conversation for another time as well.
Secrets.
Yeah, secrets.
Just kidding. It just doesn't pertain to this conversation.
Can you talk by yourself for a couple more, for 2 minutes?
You gotta go potty again?
Yeah. I have a really small bladder, man.
You know what? This time we'll actually be able to have a conversation because I'm not gonna be fucking with the volume levels. You know what? I'm really excited to have Brad Anderson on the podcast because he's another one of those people that just fucking breathes positivity. Like when you're with him, he just gives you that sense of like not only positivity, but just like an energy. He puts off this energy that makes you feel like I'm stoked to be alive and like I kind of want to be a better person. And he's just a beautiful human being. Like so I've been told that I have a type of guy. I'm engaged to a woman, but like I can say this guy is a good looking man. There's nothing wrong with that. And I can say Brad is technically, he fits into my type, which I guess is that chiseled jawline, good hair, just like, solid looking dude, So he will definitely boost the views on YouTube because I'll be like, here's this handsome man for the podcast. Looks like there's a new comment there. The one with the hat. Oh, Taylor. Yeah, not me. I'm not sure what his relationship status is. So I'm not going to say. Maybe that's a conversation for another day. I'm not 100% sure. But his Instagram handle will be in the description of this video and also on the Apple Podcasting Google Play description. So you can ask him yourself. They were talking about you.
Who?
I came across as a narcissistic asshole when they asked if your friend was seeing anyone. I thought they were referring to you because I didn't know that was. I don't know what I thought. You know what? And I came across as a narcissist because I was like, oh, no, I'm seeing somebody, and I didn't assume that it was you.
Well, so, I mean, this is your podcast. I would be the friend.
Yeah, but okay. So
they're addressing you,
Stacy, this is your first time commenting. So I thought you were watching because you knew Taylor and you were talking about me. But Taylor,
I don't know who you are, but
I mean, I told her that she can DM you on Instagram, or that might be a conversation for another day.
Yeah, another day.
That's my favorite new saying now. On the podcast, when I ask somebody something and I can see the fear set in their eyes, and they're like, "I'll just go for another day."
What is it? What? How do I get out of this?
You just hit share, and it'll go to your story.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just telling everybody how I'm excited to have Brad Anderson on the podcast. So.
Oh, my butt itches, dude. You ever get that when you sit?
It happens. Yeah.
It's weird.
I get itchy all over my body, like not all at the same time, but like, I get itches. Just like everybody pooping. Yeah. Everybody itches.
Everybody itches in the butt.
Yeah. If you have nerve endings in your butt or on your butt, then you will get itchy for sure.
Oh, man. All right. What else you got for me?
That was my first time looking at my notes.
Hey, also.
That means this conversation is going well.
What's the longest What's the longest podcast you've done?
I think 2 hours or 2.5 hours.
Nice.
I'm not 100% sure. Why are you looking at your phone?
Hmm?
Why are you looking at your phone?
I'm sorry. I
It's
was just
just
checking
you and me
notifications.
right here.
I was
I
just-
know that's the problem with going live on social media is you're there, might as well check it. No, I'm kind of interested in what are you listening to?
Right now?
Yeah,
Oh, shall we look?
yeah.
Oh my,
Go ahead, give it a look.
look.
A little look see.
Actually, I've been listening to a lot of throwback stuff.
Yeah, like how throwback?
Like, you ever heard of the band American Me?
No.
They're stupid heavy, but
Yeah.
this album came out in 2012, so
Oh,
it's pretty
okay.
throwback. I've been listening to Cal Fu from Colorado, or no,
Pueblo.
actually from Pueblo. Shout out to Cal Fu.
They are incredible live.
They're insane.
Yeah, I've
They-
seen them live twice, I believe.
Um,
They played at that Herman's show, right?
Yep.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
also played at Collins Benefit.
Yes.
Yes.
I've seen them live twice, and they, yeah.
The first time I ever saw them was at that weird little venue in Berthoud. No, not Berthoud. What am I saying? Brighton.
I'm
It
not
was the
familiar with
Hangers.
them.
Anyway,
Okay.
basically a house show. It was really cool.
Oh, is that the one where they filmed parts of
Yeah.
the music video? Okay.
Yeah, that music video.
Brought to you by Ginger Ale.
Coca-Cola.
Oh, you can't actually show it.
Oh.
Damn.
Okay.
I don't know if you can actually show
I don't
it or not.
But
Calfu.
Kafu, I've also been listening to, let's see here.
The next time they play in Denver, I should have them on the podcast. They also recorded with Taylor Hahn.
Yep.
Yeah. They're just super tight live.
I've been listening to a lot of Alice Santa too.
I get in my little, that album right there.
Yeah. Hymn for the Shameless.
Yeah.
Or no, The Emptiness.
The Emptiness.
But the Hymn for the Shameless is my favorite song off that album.
I like that one. And the last song, I think, is Annabelle, isn't it?
That's
You handed me a knife in my heart,
Yep.
and now the dream is over. I saw Alice Santa and A Skylit Drive. They did a tour together, and I saw them at the Marquee, and like they played that song, and I was like, my 16-year-old heart can't take it.
Yeah. I've been on the way here actually.
This Conversation is Over is my favorite Alice Santa song.
This Conversation is Over.
Yeah.
I think Ambrosia or Apology is
Okay.
those are my two faves.
Are they still making music?
No, they're not.
Oh, okay.
I think they had a good run though. They had
Oh yeah.
they were around for a while. I've been getting back into the Ghost Inside.
I just recently started picking them back up again
Yep.
too.
I feel like they're about to tour again. I feel like
I think so too. Andrew Kajcek, their drummer,
yep, been playing
so insane.
so good.
For those who don't know, they're like a post-hardcore, hardcore band, kind of along the same lines as Stick to Your Guns, but they were in a tour bus accident, and the drummer lost his right leg, which generally you use for the kick drum.
Mm-hmm.
And they fashioned this little contraption to where he can move his whole thigh and he can hit the kick drum, and he has speed, the attack, the accuracy, like
It's incredible.
he's there. He's ready.
Yeah, he's made a incredible recovery. We're back
Yes.
on live.
We're back on live. Hey. Should I go back on live too?
How's your phone battery?
Oh yeah, I forgot that's why
Yeah.
I turned off. Dude, where would I be without you?
I don't know, man. Trying to go back on live.
Yeah. Letting my phone die live. Yeah. So the Ghost Inside.
I've also been listening. Have you heard of the band I Am?
I've heard of them, yeah.
They just dropped a new album. It's really
Okay.
heavy. If you like that, like thrashy, like dive bomby, like meow shit, it's really fucking awesome. Oh,
I'll have to check it out.
that was a really horrible description.
You know.
But I also like a lot of like pop music.
Yeah.
Like
Tell me about that.
Khaled. Or I don't know how you say his name.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah, not DJ Khaled, just Khaled. But
Is
he's
there a
got this
difference?
song with Halsey. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
You're asking the wrong fucking person.
I don't know, but
Comment if you know.
is Khaled and DJ Khaled different,
Or are they the same?
or I don't have any?
Is when he's like rapping and singing, because like usually he just says his name on a track.
DJ.
So if he
Khaled.
actually has a verse, is he just Khaled?
Yeah. Well. Oh, that was quick. Two different people. Okay. Well, I've been listening.
Really?
I've been listening to Khaled, the singer.
Okay.
He's got this single with Halsey.
Mm-hmm.
Or Halsey.
She's pretty talented.
Yeah. East Side, it's called. It's a good one.
Okay.
It's a good song.
I'll have to check it out.
Which has led me to start listening to him more as like an artist on his own. So he's pretty good. Black, 6LACK. Black. He's a rapper. You don't have, but don't you? I figured you of all people would have like a very wide.
I do. You're just naming all the ones I don't know.
Well, I mean, I listen.
That's
to
a popular hip hop artist.
Yeah, he's pretty popular.
I mean, I'm sure if I heard one of his songs, I might know it. I don't listen to the radio, not on purpose, just because my phone automatically starts playing music when I get in the car. So,
what? Oh, do you ever? I mean, is it like the same artist that plays when you start your car?
No.
My car used to do that.
Mine does shuffle. Yeah.
My car I used to get in and it would like start and it'd be like the same artist every time.
Yeah.
Same song.
Like the first, is it like the first song alphabetically in your?
Yep.
Yeah. It does that in like some people's cars, but not mine.
What about you? What are you listening to?
What am I listening to? Well, currently I made a happy songs playlist because yesterday I woke up with the song Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard by Paul Simon.
Okay.
Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard. It's an older song, but I woke up with it stuck in my head, and it's a very like popular upbeat song, and it started off my day in just such a beautiful tone that I was like, I want to feel this all day. So I'm going to make a happy songs playlist. So it had Paul Simon on it. It had Wagon Wheel, the old Crow Medicine Show version. It has Bang Bang by Dispatch, The Joker by Steve Miller.
Ooh, Steve Miller.
Yeah, just a bunch of that. But I also started listening to a kind of like technical, I think I told you about them, like technical, like kind of post-hardcore band called Napoleon.
I've heard the name, never heard music.
Oh my God. Their instrumentation is perfect. Like there's one guitar player and like he shreds, but it's like not an unnecessary amount.
Right. It's like
and
beautiful.
The drummer is super technical and just their songs are incredible. But mostly just that. I was listening to a popular artist. His name is Juice WRLD. Okay. He's in that midsection between SoundCloud rapper and mainstream because he did an album with Future.
Okay.
He did like a full album or an EP with Future. So he's like bridging that gap, but he's like kind of emo rap.
Wow, like Suicide Boys?
No, more melodic than that.
Oh, I see.
I'll show you after the podcast, but like he's just, I don't know, he's got a good flow, a good vibe. He doesn't write any of his lyrics down. He freestyles all of them and remembers them.
Talent.
There's a video of him on YouTube. It's an hour-long freestyle that he does.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like he's talented and he can sing. But yeah, that's about it right now. I'm just really digging my happy songs playlist.
That's good. We all need a little happy.
Oh yeah, I force it on myself.
Been listening to a lot of like Christmas music.
Yeah,
I'm like one of those.
What's your favorite Christmas music?
It was this
artist or album.
I can't remember her name.
Mariah Carey.
No. It's old. It's old music.
Yeah.
I forgot what her name is, but it was like one of those artists that like I don't know. It's like it's older.
Is it like more jazzy?
Yeah, but like it's like I don't know, fast piano. Like
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to explain
Huh.
it.
Do you like the Charlie Brown Christmas album?
I do actually.
That is my all-time favorite Christmas album. I can listen to it front to back. It just makes me so happy every time I hear it.
I think I don't know. This year, especially Christmas music has been like a big thing to me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Colin's favorite. I don't know, man. Everything lately has been.
Was that his favorite? He loved
Yeah.
Christmas music?
He loved Christmas
I
music.
did not know that.
Everything lately, man, has just been like I mean, I guess just for like last 3 months has been
Mhm.
like been drawn back to Colin in somehow or
Yeah.
in some way, So, but I don't know. For the last couple of years, him and I like spent at least some part of Christmas together.
Yeah.
And like he loved Christmas. That was his favorite.
Yeah?
Like he loved
I
Christmas
had no
music.
idea.
Yeah, he loved Christmas music, and that's why I can't remember the song or the artist, because it was like an artist that he showed me,
Hmm.
but I had heard this. I mean, if you heard the song, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I totally heard that before."
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna sing it because I don't want to do that.
You don't want to give it a try?
No.
Couple bars?
The
One day.
lyrics are well, one of the songs is called "No One Ought to Be Alone on Christmas."
Hmm.
It's like from like the 60s or 50s.
That's like I love that era of music.
Same. Like that's another thing. Like I love like older music like that.
Yeah.
Like
Best era of jazz by far.
I wasn't really a big jazz person.
Yeah, I
but
fucking love jazz.
yeah, I mean it's good. I can appreciate it. It's just
Mhm.
not my thing. Yeah. So Christmas music has been a big thing.
Do you like Christmas movies too? Do you watch
Yeah.
them all?
I love A Christmas Story. That's my shit.
That's the one I don't like.
What?
I don't
Dude.
like that one.
I'm one of those people that like wakes up the day after Thanksgiving and is like, it's Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
See, Christmas starts on December 1st for me, and like I was okay with watching Elf the other day.
Where's that?
Huh?
Is that on Netflix?
No, I think we watched it on DVD both times we watched it. Yeah. Because Annika and I watched it 2 days in a row.
I love it.
But Elf is okay before December, but like I can't watch The Grinch before December.
Okay.
I love The
I can see
Grinch,
that.
Charlie Brown Christmas. Every now and then we'll do Nightmare Before Christmas, Halloween and Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my favorites. Home Alone.
Home
I like
Alone was a good
Alone.
one.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. I don't know about the second one. Second one's all right.
It's too much. Too much
Too
going
much?
on. I
I
like
don't
the
know.
simple.
Yeah, the first I don't know.
Frozen dinners and all
Frozen
that.
dinners.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. Christmas is just a magical time of year.
It is.
What do you want for Christmas?
What do I want
Yeah.
for Christmas? Other than more kendamas? I mean, that was a big thing I asked for this year. Not much. This is the first year. I mean, obviously there's musical things that I want and need, but like this year I just mostly like this is my brother's first. No, I guess he's had Christmas at home, I think. But like my brother just got out of the army
Oh,
and he was at Fort Campbell in Kentucky. So
Yes.
like this is the first time he's technically like
Home.
living home for Christmas. So like everybody's gonna be here. And I'm just like really stoked about that.
hell yeah.
But yeah, mostly kendamas.
I think the only thing I really, really wanted for Christmas.
Your 2 front teeth.
Yeah. Actually, it was. What'd she say?
Darlene Love ?
Yes, that's that.
Wow.
Yes, that is
Tiffany looking out for you. Looking out for us. Thank you for answering our questions that we wonder about.
Yes, that is actually exactly who I was talking about.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy that she knew that.
Yeah, it's because I've been playing it at work.
Oh, okay. Not that crazy, I guess.
I mean, she knows it too, I'm
Yeah.
sure. But I think the only thing I really, really wanted
Mhm.
Like, and it's so stupid and just like, what's the word?
Basic.
No, it's not basic. It's super expensive.
Oh,
And just like, oh, what's the
A
fucking
GoPro?
word? Huh?
GoPro.
No. For what? What would I use the GoPro for? Oh fuck.
Life.
Um.
Start a vlog. The crazy life of Sweet Tea.
Oh god. Crazy life of Sweet Tea.
The adventures of Sweet Tea.
It was materialistic. Materialistic was the word I was looking for. It was an Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. Everybody I know has one.
Do you have one?
Nope.
You have an iPhone though, right?
Yeah, I have an iPhone.
You should get an Apple Watch.
I just don't know. Like, I'm not a big fan of watches to begin with. But okay, watches are more of like a fashion thing for
Yeah.
me. Like, I have some Nixon watches,
Nice.
but that's like when I'm trying to look good. Like a watch, it would just like. Plus, I detail cars. It's a lot of water
Yeah.
and chemicals, and so I'd really only wear it for like 2 hours a day.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So, no, I think they're badass though.
I just want it so I don't have to pull my phone out every time I want to text somebody.
Yeah.
Or I can check my notifications or like track my health. For
Do you
instance.
do that? Do you work out?
I don't, but I mean, I have worked out, but like, I feel like I don't get, the right amount of sleep. It'll track your sleep.
Sleep is a big thing. It's very underrated. Like
Yeah.
its importance and like just the regularity that you need. How many hours? 7 hours is the minimum.
Yeah.
You should be getting more than 7 hours because anything less than that is you're taking, happiness away from life.
There's some people that like their internal
I can't
clocks.
fucking do it.
Their internal clocks, man. Like
Yeah.
you can run up with like 6 hours of sleep and be completely fine. And if you get more than 7, or 8, like you wake up feeling just like. Ugh.
There's a podcast with Joe Rogan and a guy named Matthew Walker. I can't remember what episode number it is, but he's a neuroscientist and like he specializes in sleep.
Right.
And that is one of the most educational podcasts I've ever listened to. I strongly suggest that anyone go and check it out.
I would definitely like that. I used to, what podcast I really like? I don't really listen to it anymore.
What?
It's the Coast to Coast.
With Ryan Seacrest?
No, Coast to Coast with George Newry. You don't know who that is?
No.
So basically, it's like, do you ever see that thing on YouTube about the guy calling in to Coast to Coast, and he's like this ex like Area 51 worker, and calls in, and he's like,
okay,
like it's basically a podcast where people call in and they'll be like,
that's not the thing with Art Bell, is it?
Art Bell.
Okay, yeah.
That's
then I am
old
familiar
person.
with it.
That's the old host. Now it's George Newry.
Okay. I've always wanted to check that out
That's
because
my
I
favorite
like
podcast.
aliens and conspiracy theories.
That shit crazy. But
I can get pretty deep on it, and I have to pull myself out because then I get paranoid.
Right.
So
I don't get paranoid. I just accept it for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing to hide. If the government wants to check my phone, watch my podcast, as long as you're watching it up front, make sure government. If you're watching the podcast, watch it on regular YouTube, not secret YouTube, because we need the viewers. Need the viewers to show. Yeah. Triangles.
Illuminati.
Oh, you even have the Freemason thing going on. Well, that's Freemasons. Illuminati's a little different.
But they tie in together.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, national treasure.
Okay.
National Sweet Tea.
Oh my god.
So what are your plans from here going forward? Are you looking to play music again?
I want to play music. I'll fuck around on my acoustic.
Are you putting yourself out there? Or?
No, I don't have any recording equipment or anything.
Well, what are you looking to do?
Anything. I would really like to play just really heavy shit and do vocals but also
put yourself out there, motherfucker.
Everyone's already doing shit.
Maybe the next big band doesn't have a vocalist, so they're not doing shit.
Well,
but they're checking Craigslist every day looking for a heavy vocalist.
I just want I just want to play music. I don't
Yeah.
really care what it is. I really miss playing with If I Fail.
Yeah.
That was the limelight.
Tell me
That
about
was
it.
the height of my music career. You know, like being
Yeah.
able to go on tour the first time.
You
and
played
probably my
drums
only-
with them
Yeah.
on tour.
Probably the first time and my only time going on tour.
Yeah.
Was with that band.
Same.
And,
Well, I did like little dates here and there out of state, but that was my first like 3-week tour.
yeah. I mean, it is just that was I don't know. I can't really see myself getting any bigger than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would love to play. I would love to play like anything really.
Mhm.
Like well, of course I want to stay like in the hardcore or pop
Yeah.
punk genres, or like even like if I was gonna do something acoustic, I have to do it alone or like
Yeah.
have somebody, just one other person.
Well, if you ever wanted to do like a little acoustic demo or some kind of, I'm not good with recording heavy music,
Mhm.
but if you ever wanted to do like a little acoustic demo or whatever,
I would
I'd hook you up.
Hell yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any music written,
Yeah.
but like I do a lot of covers in my lonesome.
Yeah.
Like I've been covering Reality is a New Nightmare.
Damn.
I learned all of it like on guitar and everything.
Marcus is too insane of a guitar player. It's
Really?
daunting
It's
trying
so
to learn.
easy. It was literally like the easy, like it was challenging at
Yeah.
first, but like once you like know what to play, like it's super easy.
Yeah.
Because-
My mind just goes, Marcus made that up. I can't do that. Next.
Did you see Taylor's last post on Instagram? Him playing Dance Gavin Nancy. She's like,
Yeah.
you're just like,
What's crazy is I had no idea. We had a band practice one time, and we're coming out of practice, and this is when I was playing guitar. And he sets down his bass and asks Marcus if he can play his guitar, and he's like, "Sure." And starts shredding is like right there, and I'm like the subpar rhythm guitar player, and I'm like, "Why?
why me?
Why am I guitar?"
You're a good guitarist though, man.
I definitely try.
Did you write Phantom?
I did.
That song?
I wrote all the
So
songs.
beautiful.
I mean, like
Phantom's my favorite song.
we wrote them together. You like Phantom?
I love Phantom. I think that's by far my favorite song that you guys have.
Yeah, that's a really personal one for me. So
Good lyrics.
I appreciate that.
I like the melody of it.
Yeah,
It's very
it's all
nice
those
and,
bad boys, those pedals right there.
nice and melancholic,
Yeah,
all depressing and sad.
yeah. I'll after this, I'll show you a demo of a new song.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So anyway, plans going forward. You would like to play music.
I would love to play music.
For everybody listening, watching, Taylor wants to play music. What does that say?
Oh my god. What is happening?
Did she leave?
Oh, what the hell?
This is the most interaction we've ever got on like Instagram, YouTube Live. So we're really fascinated with the comments.
I don't know who Stacy Emily is. Do you know who that is?
Stacy's mom has got it going. I don't know who that is.
No idea.
I'm sorry, Stacy. Tiffany's message was retracted. Oh, I think it was just the laughing faces.
Oh. Tiffany, what did just fucking ask?
Post that shit.
ask
Light up the comments.
I'm gonna take a peek at your
Oh, what?
notepad.
Oh, no. I mean, that's
No.
plans. Yeah, you can't see it. So this kid wants to play music. I can't call you a kid. You're older than me, old man.
I'm 1 year older than you.
Yeah, well, 365 days is a long time.
I don't like it. I hate being 26.
Yeah.
'Cause
There's
you're
no
not-
fucking difference between 25, 26, 24, 28.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, well, I guess I'll find out
Yeah,
in
Wait.
a little less than 365 days.
dude, it's the worst.
Okay.
It's not just 26, just your 20s just suck.
Taylor's having a hard time. Your 20s do fucking suck.
Yeah,
But
I'm having a hard time being 26 though.
cheer Taylor up. He's 26 and he hates it. So he wants to join a band so he can write lyrics about hating being 26.
Yeah.
So tell us about the song we're going to play at the end of this podcast.
It's a song that
They don't know. I know, but tell everybody
Well,
else.
I mean, the story behind it is kind of personal.
Oh,
I
well,
mean,
you don't
not
have to
like-
tell
not
the
like-
story. What song is it?
It is Fat Bomb, found at the bottom of Lookout Mountain
By.
by If I Fail.
All right.
That is
Why did you choose this song?
just very personal. It
Yeah.
was something that me and Colin, like I saw Colin go through, like
Yeah.
the story behind the song. I saw Colin go through like the hurt and the agony that went behind writing the music.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not necessarily, I don't know, it's just, I think that's one of the prettiest songs that he wrote.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, and the story behind it sucks and it's really sad, but it's just a beautiful song.
Yeah.
And he was one of my good friends, my best friend, and his music deserves publicity, like
For sure.
our music deserves
Yeah.
publicity, like I didn't have a part in writing it, but I had a part in playing it.
Yeah.
I felt very fortunate, so I feel like it just deserves more
100%.
publicity,
Yeah. It'll always be some of my favorite music that I've ever played, that I've ever listened to.
It's
And
beautiful.
I am honored that we get to have it forever till the end
Me
of
too.
time. You know what I mean? So,
Feel very lucky that I was able
Yes.
to play music with him,
oh yeah.
and you, and
Definitely.
Marcus, and
Yeah.
Taylor,
Oh yeah.
and Ian even.
Yeah. Playing, I mean, If I Fail was a family, not just a band.
Yeah, do you see how many people had played in that band?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Everybody had an effect on it. It was beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I'm really stoked that everybody's going to get to hear it at the end of this podcast. For the people on YouTube Live, if you want to hear Found at the Bottom of Lookout Mountain by If I Fail, it will play at the end of the podcast on Google Play or Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
I'm really happy we got to do this, and I'm really, really stoked that we got to have some life conversations. You know what
same.
I mean?
I didn't expect that at all. But
Yeah, neither did I, and I think it was beautiful, and I feel very fortunate that we got to talk about the things that we did.
Me too.
So,
Thank you for having me.
thank you so much.
Of course. Do we shake hands? I don't want to shake. I don't
No,
wanna
so
shake
this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna say thank you. You say, yeah, man, or thank you, and then we pause for a second.
hands. Just look at
Yeah,
each other.
so that it signifies like that's the end of the podcast, and that's when the song will start. So
Okay.
let's try this. People on YouTube are probably laughing. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
All right. This is Found at the Bottom of Lookout Mountain by If I Fail. That's the end of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on YouTube. This was cool. Usually we don't get this many viewers, and I just want to tell all of you, thank you so much for tuning in and watching the podcast and hanging out.
Thank
So,
you.
Yes. It's because Taylor's beautiful and the stream